in order for this to be a tech bubble where NASDAQ blows up 90%, um, a lot of crazy things have to happen. Uh, the It's a balancing between the United States needs to win the AI race, balanced with the fact that these companies will never make the kind of profits that the market needs them to in order
Yeah.
to have these valuations. And just like the dot-com bust that followed in the dot-com bubble, there will be years in the future where this mispricing has to be reflected in many of these stocks. But what it will look like, we'll see. It can totally be a crash like that, but I think a lot of things have to start the snowball running down the side of the mountain, turning into an avalanche, in order for it to be that bad.
It makes a ton of sense. Now, does that avalanche start, or is that triggered by, I guess, best quarterly earnings? Because we're at everything's priced to perfection right now, and it just seems like it's hard for
It's
corporations to kind
never
of keep up.
actually about the earnings, but rather guidance, right? Like
Mm,
what, because the earnings are rear view, and what the actual earnings come out, analysts are privy to guide the management, giving them kind of clues as to whether they should be raising or lowering the bar from which they need to jump over when it's approaching the actual earnings.
hmm.
And so that number itself is not important. What's much more important is the growth trajectory. Like if NVIDIA keeps saying, well, we think our sales will still double by next year, then the market can continue to offer a huge multiple, irrespective of what the quarter was itself. There's going to be a point when they're going to say that the CapEx spending cycle is simply not, has peaked, and they're expecting things to cool off, and the stock will wipe 30% in a heartbeat. But is it this quarter? I thought it was last quarter, and it didn't. Like, yeah, we have to be patient to see when the actual turning point is.
Now we're going to go over to the school platform, or Rebel Capital's Pro, excuse me, community. It's just the investment community, the private investment community I have with Lynn Alden and Chris McIntosh and Brent Johnson, Patrick Ceresna, Jason Hummer, etc. It's right there. But anyway,